Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to first impressions of Charleston, South Carolina. I did a reaction about a month ago, I think around that sort of time, of him going to Savannah for the first time. And that place definitely stood out. I know it's a weird thing to say, but the trees, I forget what they're called. Is it willow trees? I don't know. The low-hanging trees. The historical looking buildings, it just stood out as a very beautiful place. And I feel like Charleston, in terms of historical cities in the US, will definitely be up there and comparable to Savannah. Maybe even more, it stands out even more, but I'm not too sure. But I know Charleston is a very historical city, and this is his first time going here, based off the title. And I guess we're just going to see what it looks like. Already it stands out. I mean, it looks, I don't know if this is just a nicer area in the city, or if this is just how the city looks in general, but it looks very nice here. I don't know what it is about the homes, but they really do stand out. I mean, you got like the beams in the front. They just seem to have made the homes back in the day as beautiful as possible. And yeah, we're going to just see this video. Hopefully going to enjoy. If you're from Charleston, let me know, I guess, by the end of this video, if this represents the city as well as it actually is, or as good as it should be represented. But we're going to check this out. Hopefully going to enjoy. Links are also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube. But let's check this out and see his first impressions of Charleston.
In today's episode of the vlog, we are in Charleston, a classic colonial city on the east coast in South Carolina.
That's pretty cool.
Hello and welcome to a brand new video and road trip. I am excited. We have just been to the Waffle House for breakfast. That will be on another video. The link will be down below. But we're starting a new adventure today. We're going somewhere we've never been before. We're going to Charleston, which everybody in the comments of these videos, and when I was asking for recommendations of place to go, everyone said was a great city that we should be going to. So we're going. It's a long drive from here. We're about an hour outside of Atlanta at the moment, so we've got a long way to go. We need to hit the road, and I'm excited. So great to have you here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching these road trip videos. All the playlists of all the places we've been will be down below. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if everybody would put the thumbs up and leave me a comment down below, I would very much appreciate it. So let's get going.
Big ass water tanks. There are, I mean, this might be sound stupid for me, but he's just drove past. Wait, is it 3 water tanks? So there's one here. Another one, which this one's a lot bigger. And then there's the one in the town or the city. And there's the one here. There's a lot. Is that just a common... I guess I do sort of associate that with the US to some degree, but because in the UK, water tanks look different. It's just a weird thing to comprehend. But I mean, I don't know how long this drive was. Maybe this was, like, he said, I think, like over an hour, 2 hours maybe. Or maybe it was longer. I didn't actually listen. So maybe in that long drive, he's not actually seen many, but it seems like he's seen a lot. But are there a common sort of road trip thing you're just going to spot? Like, I guess when you go into small towns and stuff, they're quite common. Jeez. Look at that hotel room.
Very nice. South Carolina. We've checked into a place called the Saint Hotel. It's like a boutique themed place. It is very nice. The nicest place we've stayed in by far on this trip. It was good, didn't it?
Nice, clean.
Clean. Smells nice.
Smells nice.
Much. That's what I don't know. One did not smell nice, but this smells really good. It's got everything we need, I think, and it's all like new and fancy. Look. This corridor is so trippy. This hotel is really different. Never seen anything like it. Anyway, Charleston. Let's get out there. We've just arrived. It's quite late in the evening now, but we're hungry. We might catch the sunset. We might catch it.
Oh. It's a pretty grand hotel, isn't it?
Okay, we've just left the hotel and I can already say in about 30 seconds been out. This is very different from any city I've ever been, not just in the United States, but anywhere in the world. We are staying in the French Quarter, which is ironic because the last time we stayed in a French Quarter was New Orleans, and I loved the place. We're staying right in the French Quarter here in Charleston. We're green, lots of big trees and palm trees.
Right. When he says French Quarter, this is going to sound really stupid for me. Doesn't it just mean like French Quarter? I mean, does it just like mean like French influenced areas? So the old district of New Orleans, Louisiana, local people sometimes call it. I can't pronunciate French words. Vue Carré Old Square. It is next to the Mississippi River and includes Bourbon Street, Rampart Street, Jackson Square, and the French Market. The only intact French colonial and Spanish settlement remaining in the US. Oh, okay. So it is just like that, which it makes sense, and that's beautiful, right? Because you get all these historical buildings that I feel like even in France, I mean, you'll get them in France, but in these cities, it's like it just seems like the grandest options, or the grandest sort of showcasing of the French, like the historical French sort of, I guess, engineering or whatever you want to call it, building techniques.
And what? There's some.
But then you've got the trees around them, and obviously you've got like they're pretty tropical areas, or they're very warm areas. So the trees just add a lot more to it as well, I feel like.
We have like waterfall down the end of the street, and then the battery park at the end of this way. First impressions are pretty good here, I would say. We're going to need to try and choose some walking tours because we've only got a couple of days here, and I think the best way to enjoy it is going to do some walking tours, both the spooky kind at night time for the ghosts, and then the kind of more historical ones. Look at those buildings over there. Tell you what, I'm already sweating though. It's really humid here, and it's kind of nice though. I'm liking it. Not a complaint, it's more an observation. But yeah, the architecture here I can already see is really different from anything I've ever seen.
It's a really nice looking city.
Big moon up there, look.
So on the coast. Oh wow, it's beautiful.
This place is gorgeous. This square here, with the fountain and then the trees, the overhanging trees as you walk along. The sunset is over, would have been over this way. We've kind of just missed it. You can see the sky is still pink, but anyway, we'll catch it one of these nights. Then you've got these awesome coverings on the pier there. They're gorgeous. Just looks so like, I don't know what the word is. Classical. It's like being transported back in time. That's kind of how I imagine people feel when they come to Edinburgh for the first time.
Is it not like sandy beaches? Or is it maybe just along the coast a bit more, maybe? I've never really seen like coasts with greenery like this on the water.
My hometown. We just bore witness to like a cicada turning on. They all just came on from nowhere. Would you listen to that?
Oh, Jesus. It's like a car alarm, non-stop.
They kind of come in waves and pulses though. Anyway, we're walking on this really amazing historic avenue with the trees. Look at that, jeez.
Yeah, it's a nice walkway.
A noise.
What I like about
You hear
it
that?
is it doesn't seem too big city. It seems relatively quiet here for starters. And I feel like a city like Charleston, I'd associate it with a lot more tourism, which maybe there is during certain times of the year, or maybe just this specific time is less people. But it just seems a lot like a smaller sort of city, a small town sort of vibe. But it's beautiful. It stands out. Obviously, I feel like the weather's going to always be nice here, pretty much. And it just seemed really relaxing, to be honest. It's very green on the coast, or next to the water. You've got these historical walkways. It just seems like a really nice place to go to, this specific area. But so far, what I've seen, it looks very nice in general.
Here they come.
I bet the mosquitoes are horrible, though. Horrible. Here are the buildings. So yeah, they're beautiful, man. Look at that. It's such a... I love these buildings so damn much.
They're looking very...
They're so, like... These look just, like, very... They're not massive, like, I guess homes. I assume these are the people's homes. But they look very, very nice. And they're pretty samey, but they just look very, like, luxurious, to be honest. And then the ones next. And I love how they're just different. That's the one thing about I find about a lot of the southern states, especially like the French influenced areas, and I guess or whatever it is. The homes just stand out so much more. I don't think it is just the French influenced ones, to be fair. I think it is just a lot of southern states or southern cities and southern states. They just have homes that just are different to the next one, like the one next to it, and all this sort of stuff. It's very cool, to be honest. And it's all on the water as well.
It's hot as anything.
Here's the thing, right? I was sent a ton of recommendations for places to go and see and eat in this place, and I've managed to have a look at a few of them, but I wanted to rush out before sunset if we could, or just a little bit of daylight so we could see the place. So I haven't had a chance to really look at where to go. We've just arrived and we're just going to basically make it up as we go along. I know where to eat. I've got a couple of good food suggestions that we'll go to, but in terms of where we're walking, we're just kind of just going with the wind.
Cobblestone walkways. God damn.
The cobbles on this street are pretty serious. You wouldn't want to take a car along here too quickly. Anyway, the buildings here are so old and classical. I really think we should be doing a walking tour at some point to learn more about the building.
These, like, again, Savannah, Charleston, these cities, I'm going to say in the south, I mean, I feel like a lot of cities I'm missing out on are quite comparable in different ways, like historical buildings. But they just seem to be so beautiful. Some of those beautiful areas that I wouldn't even really have known would be in the US, to be honest. Like, they seem so historical that you'd imagine them to be in, like, Italy or something. I mean, I'm not saying this style would be in Italy, but just like the well-kept looking buildings. And I know they're not as old as a lot of them, but they've still got a very, like, historical look to them, or I guess more classical look to them.
Here in yesterday, we will do that. To tell you more, because I can't really tell you much other than the fact that they look really cool. That sound is just unbelievable.
Definitely. You need earbuds to sleep, for sure. Damn, bro. It's just every building's different. I assume this is a nicer neighborhood, though. I'm assuming this is where the rich people live here, or the wealthier people. I don't know, but that's what I assume.
Finally managed to find some air blowing through here on the coast. That there's like nice. The Historic Society of Charleston or something like that. But yeah, down here by the coast it's much nicer with a nice breeze. Some of the buildings here, like that house over there, look at it. A mansion, but it's so cool.
It is massive. Is this like an apartment?
Me and Tekka were just talking about this place as we're walking through. It's giving us a feeling like reminding us of New Orleans. But one thing we kind of both agree on, and I mean this is no disrespect to New Orleans whatsoever, because I absolutely love that city, as you guys know if you've watched my videos for years, but here looks and feels a wee bit like a more grown up, more mature version of New Orleans. Maybe I'm totally off here because we've just seen the place, but it's like New Orleans but without all the bars and drinking culture. It might have that here too if we just turn the street and find it. But so far it looks much more quiet and more orderly. New Orleans has all of this like historic stuff, but it also has like just crazy parties everywhere as well.
That sounds perfect, to be fair. That's like the cherry on top of the cake, in my humble opinion. But nah, I mean, each to their own at the end of the day.
This place is just so beautiful. It's breathtaking. Like I said, never seen anything like this before. And to be honest, I never expected I would ever find something like this in the United States.
That's what I was thinking. Is that a watchtower? What a beautiful, even like the restaurant, bro, like this area for a restaurant is so beautiful, man. You don't get anything like this anywhere. Again, it's in the UK, you're not going to get anything like this in the UK for sure, because you don't even have these buildings for starters. This is such a unique looking building for someone like me who lives in a city or lives in a country where you're not going to find anything close to this. There's beautiful buildings here, and I'm not saying this is more beautiful than some other buildings here, but it's such a unique style to what I'm used to. And this is everywhere there. And this is even for a restaurant. This looks like a home. Or like a home for like a family of 20 or something. And I guess it's been converted over time into a restaurant, and it looks beautiful.
Last chance saloon for us. There's not much left. Looks busy here though.
Oh.
We got that so we can compare to the one in the Keith.
Oh, that looks good.
We were in a wee bit of trouble there because most of the places around about here were either full or closed. The last place we could find was Carmela's. It seems very popular, and even now when we're leaving there's a queue around the block. I think most people are buying ice cream though. Anyway, there's something around the corner that I want to show you.
Scotchman.
The only supermarket close to here, and it's 24 hours, it's called the Scotchman. Now that's not something that we typically call ourselves or appreciate other people calling us.
Scotsman.
But that's kind of a modern thing. I know back in history people did used to call us Scotch people, Scotch folks, I don't know, Scotch. But there's a Scotchman, so I thought that was interesting. I'm going to go inside and buy some water. What a strange place we're staying in. It's also very cool.
This place, honestly, might be my
Themed.
favorite. The place in the US that I've enjoyed seeing the most. This place just seems so like chill, so beautiful. Again, you don't even have to talk about the weather. I assume the weather here, I mean, it's the south, it's on the coast, it's gonna be beautiful, right? This place really stands out. I've heard of Charleston before. I knew it was quite a historical city, but this is another level to what I was expecting. This would be like a really nice holiday destination. I don't know how popular this is for Americans going here, or if this is more popular for like people around the world going to the US. Is this like a tourist spot for that? Or maybe it's not really a touristy spot at all. Maybe just the people here have sort of got this area to themselves and they just try and keep it to themselves, But I assume it is touristy, more so probably for Americans traveling here from maybe nearby states and stuff. It's beautiful though. I'm going to be honest. It really is. It really stands out a lot more than I was expecting for sure.
The scent. So yeah, that was a good little introduction to Charleston. It's a city that I'm very excited to be visiting and seeing over the next few days. We have been looking into this place and want to see it for a while. Tonight was just a very brief sample, and it was very beautiful. The things we saw, the houses we saw, and the sunset, the sound of the cicadas down by the river there, everything was just very special. It looks like a very nice place, and I'm looking forward to learn more about it. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other things we need to know about the place and learn about it that I don't know enough about to talk about, such as slavery, for example. I know that this was a very major hub, and I want to learn more about that. I think that needs to be investigated, and maybe the best way to do that is to go on like tours with historic guides that can tell us more about that. So we will do that, and that was some recommendations from you guys. But yeah, first night we had a long drive from Atlanta today, probably took 5 hours in total.
Oh, 5-hour drive, not a 2-hour drive. My bad. I got that a bit wrong. So maybe the water tower stuff wasn't such a shock after all, but man, this place was beautiful. Fun fact, Charleston was founded 48 years before New Orleans. I also visited Charleston this year. The cobblestones you walked on are actually... What does that mean? Ballast stones. Ballast, I don't actually know what that is. Stones that came over from Britain in the trading ships. The ships needed the stones on the way to America for added weight. Oh, wow. That's some history for the stones then. But when the cargo of cotton was loaded onto the journey back to Britain, the stones were no longer needed. Thus, the stones were used to cobble the streets. I love how these historical facts have been passed down, and it's been remembered like that. That's a fun fact we learnt on our trip. I hope you get to tour one of the plantations on your trip. We went to the Boone Hall plantation. Savannah is another beautiful city full of history. Well, I've seen Savannah before this, but yeah, man. The cities in this region are just... I guess it is just in these areas. They really do stand out. They're just so beautiful. And I mean, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Hopefully this was a good little representation of your city if you're from here, or if you've been here. I mean, it's only a short video. He said he's going to be traveling around, so I mean, this isn't going to be showing a lot of it. Maybe there's some sides of it that aren't as beautiful. Maybe that look more like, I'm just going to say, a city like Detroit. Let's just say one of the worst cities possible. Maybe there are some areas in this city that look like that, but from the areas they've been to, it looks beautiful. But hopefully you enjoy this reaction, and until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.